Welcome, my Virgo babies. I do love you so much. If it's your first time here, welcome to Two Fish Tarot. I do hope you subscribe and come back. This is going to be a reading for the month of April 2021. I'm going to split it up into two parts. We're going to do your finance and career first, and then we're going to have a look at your love and relationships. It's slightly different format to the weekly reading, so I do hope you enjoy the way this turns out. And if it resonates with you, pop down a like, maybe subscribe to come back again, and let's go. Virgo, finance and career. Spirit, what do we have for Virgo for finance and career for the month of April 2021? Virgo, the month of April 2021, finance and career. Virgo. So the overall energy is the Fool, which is embarking on a new journey completely. So I see new starts, or at the very least you looking for new starts, looking for a new journey, looking for adventure. And the first card that's come up, I call this my GPS card, okay? And this particular GPS only looks forward. It can't show you the way home, so you can only move forward. But it does require you to look at the map very carefully and figure out your path forward, okay? So I think you're in a situation with money and finances at the moment is, plotting your goals, making lists of the things that you want to achieve, and that kind of thing. And I think you're ready to talk to the people that can make this happen for you. So for instance, you may be ready to have that conversation with the boss and whatever, but you're just feeling a little afraid of doing. You've got your numbers sorted out, you've got your goal kind of figured out, but now it's taking that step to get it going. And I think you've thought it out well, and you've kind of stepped out of your box a little bit. Maybe you've come up with a completely new idea that you want to present. Perhaps even there's a different position in the company that you want to look at, where you feel that you have more value. This could also mean that you're thinking of maybe breaking away completely and looking at a completely different career. People change the careers at all ages, so don't be afraid to. We've got the Fool here, and the Fool here is like, new adventure completely. So if we've got the Fool energy here, it almost looks like you want to make a complete change, to start a completely new journey. Perhaps you don't feel that what you're doing right now is what you're meant to be doing for the rest of your life. Maybe your values have changed, that kind of thing. Yeah, and you've been thinking about this for a long time, Virgo. It's been on your mind for a long time. You've been chatting to yourself when you're on your own. While you drive to work, you're talking to yourself in the car. You're definitely looking for this new adventure, and you've got all sorts of ideas, and you've had long chats with yourself. And you have the confidence that you can. This is your head card, your crown card. So what's going on in your head at the moment? And what's going on in your head is I can do this shit. I can make this change. I can make the new journey completely. I'm ready. I've looked at my map. I know exactly where I want to go. It's certainly different to what I'm doing now. I've thought about it for a long time. The change might not come immediately, though, Virgo. I think you've still got a little bit more thinking to do. But I do feel it's changed your outlook in a way that you're feeling better about yourself. Just for making the plans is making you feel better. It's already making you look at this new journey. You can see it. but it's not going to happen straight away. But the fact that you have this map is already making you feel better. In fact, I think you have a couple of doubts in terms of, am I qualified to make this move or to make this change? And Virgos tend to, go through little self-confidence issues. But what the universe is saying is you're on target. Okay, these are negative feelings, and they're only doubts. They do not exist. Okay, being on target exists. Okay, your goals are correct. They exist, even though you're doubting them. And I think from a financial point of view, when the time is right, the opportunity will come along that will make financial sense as well. Because I think at the moment, the fool's journey, if you like, the new adventure, there's always a concern that if you make this change, you may have to sacrifice from the money scenario. So, for instance, if you're a pretty good business manager at the moment, but you feel that you want to move into teaching people how to manage businesses, right now you may be thinking, well, that means I'm going to take a big hit financially. But if you're patient, because as I say, it's not going to happen immediately. If you're patient, that opportunity will come up, but you need to look for it. That will allow you to move into your new journey without having to sacrifice money. And the advice from the universe, Virgo, is follow your love. Follow the thing that you love. Keep your eye on the thing that you love, because that's going to make you not only happy but also financially stable. Because when you're doing something that you love, it doesn't feel like work, and money comes in easier. Because you get up in the morning and you put in twice as much effort because you love what you're doing. It's not a chore. It's not going to work and dealing with the same damn people that you hate, or doing the same damn things that you hate. When you love what you're doing, you get up and you want to do all of those things, and nothing feels like it's a chore. And I think something's going to pop up pretty soon. It's going to look like it's not the thing. Virgo, it's not it. It looks so tempting. It looks beautiful. It looks like you want to, but it's not the thing yet. In April, it's not the thing. But the universe is saying that the journey is set up, and perhaps you've even started it. And perhaps if a thing does come up, it'll be a side hustle. So maybe if I go back to that business manager moving into teaching, maybe you'll get the opportunity to give lectures part-time, or put course material together, but part-time while you're still running your life. So it's a small movement towards this dream that you have, towards doing the stuff that you love. I want to clarify that page of cups. Spirit, can I just clarify that page of cups? What advice have you got on the page of cups there? Yeah. Okay, I don't think it's a side hustle. I think you're going to have a conversation with somebody pretty soon, and maybe in April, although I see it being a little bit further out. If it's not in April, it might be end of April, beginning of May. That this conversation is going to start, but the outcome of that conversation that's going to happen over some time is going to is going to take you places. I don't know if it's your passion project, but it's certainly going to, because of what you love doing, someone's going to pick up on that, come to you with an offer of sorts, or something's going to, an idea is going to start coming into fruition for you. Or if you start doing something part-time, the potential is to build into a lot of money, but it's going to mean it's going to put some strain on the structure of your life in the beginning, but it's also going to open your eyes up to the real potential of what you're considering. Because at the moment, I think your doubts lie, you're doubting that this can turn into something that can sustain you long-term financially. That's why you only have the Page of Cups. You think your idea is too small. But we've got the King of Coins here, and we've got this guy looking out into the future, this enormous expanse out in front of him. Like there's just endless possibility just waiting for you over the horizon. And you're well supported, either financially or by somebody who knows what they're talking about in terms of who can advise you. And I think that person is somebody very traditional, and it may even be a priest or your father. Somebody who's always cared for you in the traditional sense. In other words, someone that gives good advice. And take that advice, but be assured that the horizon is very big, and you're looking there, and maybe it is too small, and you have to take advice, and that advice might be that, take it slow. But it's definitely there. Virgo, I hope that helps with your finance and career. I just love that this is the new journey you've got going on in your head. Okay. Like you're willing to make a change and chase your passion. You've just got to be sensible about, and if you feel yourself, if you think you might not be sensible, take advice. Throw the idea around a little bit with somebody that you trust and listen to them. Now, Virgo, we're going to go on to your love and relationships for April. What do we have for Virgo for April, for love and relationships in April for Virgo? Spirit. Love and relationships for Virgo in April. What advice have we got for Virgo for their love and relationships? That's too many cards. What advice have we got to Virgo in love and relationships for April? Good card. Okay, love and relationships, Virgo, April. Yeah, look, overall energy, Ace of Batons, passion, if you're single, I think you're already putting yourself out there. If you're in a partnership, your partner knows what you want from them. You're quite clear in terms of that communication. And, if you're going to put a relationship in a cycle of, let's say, very passionate in the beginning, and then it's like so go from lust to love to companionship. I think you're entering the love phase, which is fantastic, you know. So your relationship is is maturing now. And perhaps you're wondering if there's anything you need to change in your relationship to help step it up, or to help keep this flame burning. You know, maybe that's what's on your mind at the moment. Because when your cycle does change from initial and then it starts becoming, sometimes you can be afraid because it feels like it's becoming too comfortable. And you can feel the cycle changing now, because it's changing from it's changing from dating, and it's moving into doing menial things together, like working in the garden together, washing the dishes together, or you know, doing chores together, or going shopping together, and that kind of thing. And that's why you kind of like, how can I keep this fire burning, you know? Because I feel like you've always had this idea in your head about how a relationship should go, you know. And when you get to a point when the cycle's changing, you might get into a panic, because like, no, this is not the way it should go. I should be in love and have this passion flame all the time, and it doesn't work that way, you know. When the cycle changes, it's just different. It's not worse. It's different and better in so many better ways, because that cement starts to cure and keep you together, and the passion and the enjoyment comes from doing these menial things together. So you need to let go of what you thought a relationship was about. Think a little differently. You can think a little differently, but it's just changing and it's cementing. Again, I've got this relationship here. In your head, you're like, no, I'm doing something wrong, you know. We're only having sex 3 times a week now. What's going on with our relationship? That's just in your head, okay? It's just in your head. So near future is 4 of Swords, and 4 of Swords is a relax, recuperate kind of card. And I think what you need to do is get the stress out of your head, you know, step back, let your relationship go on, you know. It's looking after itself at the moment. Don't battle with yourself the whole time. Take a rest from the battles inside of your head in terms of your relationship. And if you're single, maybe take a break from desperately not wanting to be single anymore. Yeah, you're just afraid that, you know, if this flame goes out, my relationship's going to go to shit, you know. But the card in this position is, whatever's here is wrong, okay? It's your illusion. It's the negative thing in your head. Your relationship is not coming to an end, okay? No matter what little things you see that are you taking as being signs of, oh, he doesn't love me or she doesn't love me anymore, it's wrong. You're wrong about it. In fact, your partner loves you so much, more than you can imagine. More than you can imagine. It's unfounded, whatever's going on in your head. And the universe is saying to you, you deserve this, you know. You deserve this because you've both put the work into it. So you deserve it. The same as if this card came up in a bad position, you would deserve the bad things. But I promise you, the universe is saying you deserve this passion flame. You deserve this love. I'm going to clarify that. Because Five of Swords in terms of relationship, during the month I feel that you may be thinking that the relationship's a little bit unequal. Maybe you trying to give everything and the other person's not giving back again. Okay, that's not an ending to a relationship, and it's not a bad thing for a relationship. It's a need for communication. Perhaps what the universe is trying to say to you is, if you just talk to your partner, you will find out that he loves you, and you won't feel that way. Let's do a clarification on that. Clarification on the Five of Swords for Virgo. Spirit, just some clarification. Yeah, so I think the outcome here is that if you let your doubts overpower you, it can turn into an argument. Okay. So I think what you really need to do this month, Virgo, is to have a chat to your partner and tell them how you feel. If you're feeling doubts, then have that conversation. Because if you let yourself feel that the relationship is unequal or one-sided, it's just going to turn into conflict. But I cannot see the conflict being a bad thing. If there is, then there is. But it's part of the passionate relationship you have with your partner. And this fire here is definitely not going out. Virgo, I hope that made sense. I mean, it's a little weird in the end here. You know, everything points towards love and everything like that, and then there's this little bit of conflict here, and maybe it's just the conversation. And you know what I love about the tarot, up until this point exists already. Okay, the outcome and the advice that you've got from here can change this entire outcome. So what the universe is saying is that if you let it fester inside of yourself, it could turn into some conflict and arguments. So communicate earlier, and this can be prevented. I love you, Virgo, and I'll see you for your weekly reading probably a little bit later on in this week.